let's get those recordings started.
These teams
Awesome, and welcome to final game of the day here at Worlds 2021 play-ins. We're going to have Galatasaray versus C9. C9 currently the favorites in this group, but Galatasaray, I believe, is keeping themselves pretty even. Right now, tied, I believe, with Detonation Focus Me after their recent match, and keeping their hopes alive, keeping their dreams alive to actually make it out at his play-ins and make it into the main stage. Joining me, though, on this cast is going to be Wuuren. Wuuren, how are we doing?
I'm doing great.
Many fun tiebreaker scenarios.
I'm excited for this game.
Fantastic. Me too. I really like what I was seeing out of this Turkish team. A lot of proactivity when they're not getting, I guess, choked out. And maybe we'll be seeing a lot of diving coming out of them and C9 because they've been the only teams in
They crushed pretty consistently there, but there were times where they took too many threats, not enough utility in their draft, not enough stability, and I think you saw that aspect of their drafting come up in their
cool. Now I can hear myself talk. But yeah, so could be a lot of fun out of these guys. C9, on the other hand, actually keeping up expectations, not having too many troubles going through this play-in stage. They got the good group. They should be able to actually take this out, and they should actually be a 4-0. They should be able to end the day on a 4-0 today.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like this is the Cloud9 that was assembled to do this. I mean, we wanted them rather to be in the group stage, but this is what the Cloud9 that everyone in North America was expecting. Very decisive, very ahead of the curve in what they're doing.
Oh, what are they doing? Headsets coming off. Okay, they're coming off for the huddle. Okay, I was like, wait, did we just have a whole technical reset?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I was like, did I? This is a pre-record. This is a post-recorded casting. But I was like, I swore I checked the timeline and I was just saying regular draft and shit. But it's getting a little hype train going.
Very hype-ish.
Oh, it makes me miss team sports so much.
It certainly does.
I mean, I think it's probably the one thing I probably missed the most, or really wish I took part of back in high school. Did you run a football team or anything back in high school?
I was the guy that was cheerleading on the side
with the pom poms and everything, or in the audience.
I was, and like I remember back in high school, I didn't make the basketball team, but I would always like go there to their practices and be practicing on the other end. And come to their games. I was just not good enough, and I would be like, "Yay!"
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Respect for that. I'm such, I guess, a player at heart, and I don't mean to turn this into a dating situation, but whenever it came to high school football games, I'd be much more going around socializing and never really watching the games. Like I'd like check the score, but it was not the most important thing to me for football games. But meanwhile, and I don't even think we've played much solo queue together. Meanwhile, if I'm actually on the field of pick a game, I'm like all in. I'm all in on where I'm at, and there's no inch I'm willing to give on not trying to figure out how to win or play the game better. But let's get into this game. Draft phase beginning. We have Talon and Lucian band, as well as the Rise, Kiana, and Irelia band on the side of Galatasaray. And I gotta say, we actually did not see any Talon today so far. This is the first time we've seen Talon, I believe, throughout day 2 here at play-ins.
Yeah, and seems like the Lee Sin is, they don't want it in the hands of a competent or good jungler. They seem like they'll let the Lee Sin go if they don't feel like the person can play it. Rise, I can understand because they might want to get TF. But they still got Galio, so I can understand these bans. And now it's a lot of map movements that's been happening with C9 through wins because like it out, they've been doing a lot of dives. So
yeah. Well, it feels like there's been something going on in scrims with Rise because he's mostly been banned on red side. But I'm really wondering, like, what else this character is bringing to the table, because his damage in mid game and late game can get pretty nutty, and I just feel like there's something going on in scrims to where these Rise, when they're playing Rise, he's just getting like uber fed, because his global mobility is pretty high with the Realm Warp, but there's other options for that, and Twisted Fate has not really had a high priority. Willer, I think, is the one that's been playing Talia, and that's only in the
Yeah, I haven't
jungle.
seen Galio either.
Yeah, we've seen very, very little Galley. I think we saw him once on day one. And so yeah, it's very, very curious about this Rise ban for at least me. Wish I had some know-how into it. First pick rotations going out. Fudge grabs Jarvan. I don't know if that's for him or for Blabber. And then Ezreal and Leona for the bot lane. So bot lane secured, isolating the solo lanes for the second round of the draft. Over on Galatasaray's side, Misfortune coming out pretty standard. Amumu is available, which would be the normal pairing, but they're actually going to go to Thresh and Zen Zhao.
So I see what C9 did. They went with the first pick Leona to bait because I think Xerxing has been on Rakan, I believe, so far.
Yes.
And that's a terrible matchup for Rakan. So they baited out instead of Thresh. So that was very mind gamey of what they just did right there.
Yep, Q attack move on that Leona, and your knock-up engage out of the Rakan is gone here. I think Zergstig also has played Nami so far in the 3 games they've played. So, good read on that. The Thresh pick is a very interesting pick, I believe. It's really good. I think we've actually seen it not as much high of... Yeah, I just think it ends up actually being a better pick than the Amumu just because there's much more that Thresh can do than Amumu. Amumu has 2 bandage tosses and a curse of the Sad Mummy, and he's very, very squishy. It is actually insane how squishy Amumu is looking in some of these games here, or just how these players aren't used to playing with this squishy tank mage in Amumu.
I would say more on. I think a lot of these champs you see appearing, they don't provide the utility that most of these pros are used to.
Yeah, it's a very strained relationship. Second round of ban phase has occurred. Camille and Gwen banned out on the side of C9, making me really think that this Jarvan's going to be top lane and just getting rid of those issues. The Malphite and the Blanc bans, so Galatasaray identifying the flexibility of this Jarvan and just keeping that assassin Malphite option out of Fudge's hands so he can't bully alive on this Misfortune. I don't mean to spoil what happened earlier. You can see the scoreline for C9, but Fudge on Malphite is actually a really fun time to watch as an audience member. I don't think any ADCs are going to enjoy that experience. Alive is going to grab the Jace for Crazy, and Sven is going to get the Tryndamere, and then Vulcan is going to pick up the Talia. So Talia finally getting picked out here by Cloud9 here. This is actually a really fun draft now coming here out of C9. And Silas gonna be grabbed up for Balulu over on Galatasaray's side. So what do we think about this here? Oren?
Well, they got a nice 1-4 going. I like that. I like to see that the teams are now. It's like what I started with first start game. I said Talia, you'll start to see more Talia, and they're seeing the value of a global and what it. We saw what Hamlet Light did. Good Talia is going to mess up your game. And I like the fact that also you have a lot of Wombo combo. You have Jarvan's Cataclysm along with, Solar Flare. So you got a nice setup initiation and even a 1-4. So I like C9's comp. It's a little low on AP, but it depends on the build that Blabber goes. It's probably Harvest, so we'll see.
We will see here. And I think actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have not seen a lot of tanks out of this meta so far. Malphite's the closest thing we've seen to an actual tank being played here in the play-ins. But if I understand it correctly, with how the Tryndamere plays, he's kind of the closest thing to a tank with also high damage that we're seeing in the meta.
Well, I'm going to say this about tanks. The only tanks that we will see, and I guarantee you will see it, is we'll probably see a Scion, probably see a the reason why we're not seeing tanks is even though they did the Divine Sunder patches, I think it was like 2 patches ago, it just makes tanks useless, but Wuuren and Scion kind of get through that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah. Well, that just means that these days, like the closest thing to a tank that these players have to pick in the meta is really just an undying Tryndamere. That's the closest thing to absorbing a lot of pressure, taking a lot of space. That's all that really is going to happen here. C9 looking for some early shenanigans. It's finally going to happen. Balulu with the abscond gets out of there and flashes. So very good start there for C9. Wonder if they're going to be able to actually catch that.
That was the C9 push, not the Fnatic push that we... That's the NA version right there.
Very good start. Now we got to actually see how do the teams want to start this. Trying to identify what they're going to start as. Xin Zhao looks like he's moving over to Blue Star, the blue side start. Oh, Mark, tragic for you, bud.
Yeah, Mark apparently doesn't. But
I don't think he likes Tryndamere.
if you don't like Tryndamere, then you shouldn't like Corki versus Zir, because that's boring as fuck.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. We just stay long range, never interact here. All right, Blabber's gonna get started on the blue buff, and they're gonna be aware of this. Good little bit of traded damage here, bot side. Xin Zhao also starting on his blue buff, so should be trending top side for Mojito and bot side for Blabber. Let's see if they actually mix this up here. Gotta actually secure those crabs, and most of the time we've actually seen a pretty even exchange, and getting a little heated down here. Flash and Ignite out. Yep, Ignite out from both supports here, and Zerxig, I think you're gonna have to back off there, buddy. Just popped his last pot here, and I think he's got to just hopefully get some levels to try to maintain in this lane. We don't really see a lot of cheese still in the early lanes, or at least in the early parts of the jungle pathing. These crabs are still like super important. Like it still like almost behooves you to just let the junglers go even, because the game gets swayed so intensely by just missing the crab. Perks trying to actually steal. He gets 2 chickens out of that. So really cheeky piece there. I like this.
Delay too on their level 4, I believe. And I wanted to note that Sven's playing the Ezreal, which in the past he's gotten a lot of scrutiny for it. You know, the finals with TSM. Other pieces playing the Ezreal, so we'll see how he performs. It's one of those picks that he's actually has a high win rate, but in recent years has not looked too great. So we'll see if he can redeem himself.
Blabber is already he's trying to actually get an early gank here before the Scuttle Crab gets up, but not going to catch it. And yeah, what I've actually noticed so far, at least what I definitely noticed in the last game that C9 played, is that Sven on this Ezreal, he actually just ends up like just he camps out hard in the bot lane, while the other 4 players on Cloud9 just kind of roam around, look for ganks, look for fights. So if anything, I think the Ezreal is a good pick in terms of how they are playing with it. And as we've seen, the moment Ezreal actually gets to like 3 items, he's hard to kill, and he kills pretty hard. And Balulu, I think you're going to get knocked up, but he's going to get blown up here. First blood onto the Perks. Love the decision there. Goes on to Blabber or onto Perks. Would have been perfect, but gotta love it. Gets the crab and immediately comes up for the gank. And really good actually just control of where this lane is going to be kept at, to just put Balulu into state with the lack of that flash. Now, will they actually punish this even further? It's probably even an even better question. But jungler's going to reset.
They just wanted to reset. But we're seeing that so far Blabber has really made up for his MSI shenanigans and bloopers. He's been having a great performance in this play-in to the previous international event. So I just want to let put that out there. We're gonna see the replay right now.
Flash knock back into the Earth Mines. Good stuff. I think it's actually really commendable so far with how C9's been performing. They may very well have actually sorted out their mid-jungle synergy differences, because that was actually what ended up being like a major identifying problem for C9 from MSI through summer. And when you're going through that, from MSI straight into summer split, it's really hard to really fix those issues and to really like resolve like how you want to play the game, how you guys interact with each other. Because if you really want to look at how Blabber plays the game, he's a very instinctual player. If you talk to or get some feedback from players that know him and play with him, and Perks historically has played with much more support and much more, we could say, strategic junglers that think and play. Yeah, very cerebral with it. Not to try to call Blabber too much of a brain dead Chad, but there's something about where Blabber just can see it and he just instinctually knows. He's an instinctual player, can see it and really play off of that. And Vulcan looking to try to get more punishment onto the spot lane, but not really going to connect it. Good double up there out of Alive. But yeah, meanwhile, Perks has actually historically played with Yankos, played with Trick, and these are very cerebral. These are very supportive even types of junglers. And I think Zergsig are going to get caught out. He's going to have to run in circles trying to make it out here alive. I don't know why you're sticking around this long. You're trying to get a kill, but he's going to get autoed down by Blabber. Good flash out of Spanier to buy a timer, but Mojito trying to save this thing. And Mojito's been a standout for his team, but he is going to stand down and fall down here in the bot lane. Sven picking up that double kill here, bot side. 1 kill over to Blabber. Fantastic counter. Gank there by Blabber, and a great run around, play around from the rest of the C9 bot lane.
Right, nope. and like I was saying, like when this girl's a late game champ with 2 kills now, you're accelerating this champion. So and his itemization is so cost efficient that I'm in the next 10 minutes. I don't know what they're gonna do about this Ezreal. I really don't know.
Now we're very used to Ezreal just kind of sitting out and not really doing anything till even till really 20 minutes. But if you're gonna give this guy 2 kills, you're gonna have some problems here. This man's gonna be able to get his items, get his 2 damage items, and the Trinity Force and the Seraph's Blade, the Mana Blade. I forget these things, especially on cast.
Sheen.
The Sheen into the Trinity Force is what Sven has gone for.
Mirror Mana.
The Mirror Mana, yeah. So go into the Mirror Mana second, and then he'll go into the Frozen Heart, which has been the standard Ezreal build so far in this tournament. And that just means that a lot of the damage options out from Galatasaray are not going to work here. Meanwhile, Crazy gets dunked, gets locked up. Earth just surrounding him and crushing him.
How fast that was, though.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't react.
Could not react. Did not know what was coming there. And that's the power of this Jarvan, actually. It's not winning the 1v1 against Jace here. No one should really have that as an option. But if you can lock down this Jace, he does not, unless there's a minion outside the Cataclysm, he has no way of getting out other than flashing. Crazy saves it just because he sees the wall coming from Blabber, and that's going to be a second kill for the man in the jungle. Galatasaray used the blast cone going over. I think they're looking for something, and they're going to get tagged here. Good scouting there out of Sven to spot at least one, but probably all 3 of them. So that play falls flat.
That ball really short. Galatasaray seems to be out of sync. They're not like. I guess that first loss to I believe it was TFM.
Yeah, it was Detonation Focus Me. Yeah, it was a pretty one-sided game actually.
Yeah, I think that maybe has them a little bit not as cohesive as we saw in the first 2 games where they just were obliterating.
Now, first games that they had, Galatasaray were really owning it, but Detonation Focus Me did deliver them their first loss of the tournament. But I really expect them to actually stick around and really have some of that, we'll call it Western Europe fortitude,
right?
Or Eastern Europe fortitude. So I really appreciate them sticking around and really fighting this out here. 2,000 gold lead for C9, but Galatasaray did go and get Drake and Balulu. A lot of damage actually exchanged out there onto Perks here, but he should actually be able to catch this all back up. It looks like I think he's actually going for a shield bow build. He's got the Noon Quiver and a long sword.
Yeah, unlike the build that Chovy went, which was more bruiser heavy and very sustaining, more damage oriented. Which, to be fair, that's most Tryndamere builds. They either go shield bow or Gale Force. First item.
Yeah, Gale Force are given an insane amount of mobility for this character. Alright, so rotating on out. Blabber looking for a lane gank. He's got his ultimate is up here. And Mojito reading this, but Mojito might be actually getting caught here. Oh, and he is gone. Oh my gosh, that setup is insane. Balulu trying to get himself in. He's got the Cataclysm either because they're going to put both into it and going to lock Fudge up. Blabber blown, but Fudge not able to get the flag and drag to escape here. So a nice little trap there laid by Blabber and Fudge. They do get the blow up onto Mojito, but Galatasaray are going to play through the rest of it, and they're going to end up taking the advantage, putting Crazy on this turret to really run it. And the teleport coming in from Balulu, he wants to catch Perks here. Abscond Abduct's only going to catch onto a minion, so not going to be able to really get the trade-off that he wants and punish Perks for his positioning. But that's a good few turret plates there on the Crazy. He's gotten 4 so far, and he also got with a kill.
Those cases still can go online.
Oh, and Sven and Vulcan. Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. And I think they might be caught out here. There's going to be 4 on this bot lane, and Sven just going to try to start running away here. Flashes over the wall here. Vulcan going back under tower. Sven might be able to find himself out. Where's Crazy TP'd at? Oh boy, that actually might be too much. The wall from Blabber saving Sven. And this, alrighty. And at the same time putting down the Herald, so this game is actually a very high-paced exchange of just map movement, aggression. This is a very spicy game here, Wuuren.
Now Fudge has can get the turret plating, where Crazy just had. So it just, you thought Galatasaray, oh, okay, they got a nice jump. C9 says nope, we'll one up you there. So excellent by C9 with the counterattack.
Yeah, excellent with the counterattack here, but this is also going to minimize the 30 CS lead that Crazy was having over Fudge. And good Solar Flare here out of Vulcan. They just want him. They gotta go, and he just gets locked up so long. Alive can't even do anything with that.
Right there.
TV comes in here from Crazy, but I don't think there's much else for him to do here. Sven gets over, and they give the kill over to Balulu, which is proper. But I just don't feel like that TP out of Crazy was really necessary. The other 3 of his teammates had that situation secured. Alive, gonna get himself the final turret plate in the final part of this turret here. So eventually, that armor buildup on these turrets once they get to the lower ends is actually pretty nutty. It's like, am I doing any damage to this thing? Sven matching on the other side.
I like the Trinity build because they really don't have much tanks on the side of
Galatasaray.
Sorry. So I like the Trinity build. I'm wondering what second. Probably is gonna go into the Mana Monet.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going full damage, which you don't see often. But I mean, I remember that they increased the attack speed and some other things to Trinity to get it back up. But it's definitely a nice modification from what we're typically seeing out of the Ezreals.
Yeah, they're still trying to favor the Divine Thunder, which does give like its own sort of lifesteal element when you're landing those Qs. But as I could probably easily say, if they die faster, you don't need to try to sustain harder.
Right. That's of course if there's no, console or ocean soul.
Right. Well, Galatasaray push in the mid lane, and now they're positioning themselves quite ready, and they're going for it. So they're just trying to kill this Drake off the spawn. C9 not ready for this and not really looking to worry about it. Looks like they've kind of given up this objective to get Fudge some more time with this turret. He's going to be able to probably get one more plate off of it, and I don't think he's going to be able to finish off the turret. Oh, and I think he's going to get it. Alrighty, so turret trade there, but Galatasaray are ready to trade that as well back and get themselves a catch. Oh, Solar Flare gets caught and taken out here. Sven's going to move away, but Volca is going to get locked down and blown up by the bullet timeout from Alive. And this is looking really scary here. Galatasaray 5-man strong running down river. Looking for some more catches, but they're not going to get any. Meanwhile, Perks going to shove this wave in. 3 turrets for C9, 1 turret for Galatasaray. And I think they're also getting around trying to get this Herald. So from objective to objective to objective, Galatasaray really moving themselves around, trying to get some catches here. But Blabber, I think you're going to get caught out here, bud. Going to be locked in the box here. Great catch there by Zergstig. And Balula's going to teleport in just to secure this Herald.
Yeah, 3 kills. C9's playing a little sloppy right here.
Oh, Fudge is trying to go in. Oh, the Crescent Guard's going to come through. You got to be inside there. Perk's going to have to get the Undying Rage available, and they're going to have to start getting this going there. But Fudge has already fallen. Oh my goodness, Vulcan, it's just you, my friend. I don't think you're going to be able to walk out of this one as well. And C9 try going for the fight after the Riftail has been taken, basically, and they cannot kill Mojito. At least they can't kill him fast enough. So that's a 2-for-3 exchange, and that is not what you wanted out of that.
No, definitely not. C9 needs to clean it up and calm it down just a little bit. Just calm down just a little bit. You don't have to make these gung-ho plays. Not sure what's happening.
I think Fudge made the call, and they were a little wrong about it, unfortunately. Okay, so what else is they going to be going for here? Outer turrets have been destroyed. All right, here, let's watch this. So that Fudge goes in on that, and Perks and them just follow up on it. A lot of damage getting put out, but then it just turns and nothing happens here. Fudge? I think he was looking for another one. So it looks like Fudge is actually primary calling for these engages on account of he is the Jarvan. So it's him and Vulcan making these calls, making these plays. But that just means that they've got to actually have a good eye for it. Sven getting pushed out of lane here, and I think Galatasaray are going to be able to actually get this turret finally. So that'll keep this gold tight. Right now it's only 4K. It's going to bring it down to like a 3K difference. And this Herald drop is probably going to even get close to evening up this gold lead entirely. Yep, great trade. Galatasaray very proactive. I was really excited about this team. I was watching Summoning Inside and got a little spoiler for what could be expected out of this team coming into MSI and how they could actually even be on the level of like Detonation Focus Me to like really upset, really challenge some of the major regions or some of the strong minor region teams. And this game, I think, is actually a great showcase for them in this best of one format. They're trading objectives back and forth. They're getting groups. They're going together. They are not playing shy about this and just resetting over and over.
Yeah, I like how Perks used the Tryndamere there. He was in a side lane and he was able to get a tower back even though he didn't have Herald. So that's the power of the Tryndamere, you know. One played against Tryndamere, the solo queue, and he's so annoying. Wait, get away and get out. So I wouldn't be surprised if like as Perks becomes more and more frustrating for Galatasaray. These sides.
Not exactly going for the zero champion damage mass disrespect or maximum disrespect Tryndamere, but definitely going to be sitting in a side lane and not really going to be catchable. So should be a lot of free turret damage on this Tryndamere. As long as they actually give him the... Huh?
No, I said for sure.
For sure, indeed. Alright, so Infernal Drake coming up here. This is going to be the third one for Galatasaray, and I think C9 positioning themselves. They want to secure this. Galatasaray mostly grouped here from their mid lane down into their blue side jungle, so I believe they want to fight for this one as well, just trying to get control and start going with this vision contest. But I think they're also looking to play catch out. Oh, Hook almost catches Blabber. That would have been a go button for sure. Mojito in play next to his support. Perk's going to try to grab red buff for Sven. Alright, so dragon stacking is going to force them into this. And Crazy looking to get caught out here. The wall's going to go through. He's going to flash over the wall, but Fudge is going to be going in, and they're going to get knocked back here. Mojito getting super low here. He's going to have to flash out of the Cataclysm. He is getting super low. Has to jump with the Blast Cone into the Wolves, and he is on no health right now, but there's going to be the chase down from the rest of C9. And the eye for the pick. Ooh, Sven catching Zergstig. Whew. That pick potential when you are separated from your team with that Talia wall is actually pretty nutter butters there, Wuuren.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Talia is such an impressive champion coordinate how many walls, get the ganks, and we're seeing the damage come out too. Like,
Mm-hmm. They
it's
spot
not
Crazy
like
over here. Come over the wall here. He flashes. The knockback of the jungler and the top laner is insane here. Vulcan goes in onto Zergstig. Probably trying to get onto Alive and overreaches with the Zenith Blade. But this just chase down is just so loud and so real. Getting the last little bit of slow with the audacious call, with the mocking shout out of Perks' Tryndamere. Fantastic team fight. That's just catch there. And Galatasaray not ready for this. Not used to this type of play, it would seem. Perks going in. I think he's going to be able to 1v1 Balulu here. Undying Rage available. They're both going to be undying. Oh, Perks didn't even put out his ultimate. He thought he was gonna win that one.
I think Perks was he's trolling right there.
Yeah, a little that's not okay, bud. That is not. Yeah, that's not good here. And Galatasaray is going to take this opportunity. They're going to go right onto the Baron here. 4,000 gold difference don't mean nothing to Galatasaray. Teleport coming in from Balulu. Crazy's already there. And now C9, they're going to have to find something here. Blabber is on site. Oh, Hook is going to miss out of Zergstig, but the Baron is putting him down. Bullet Time's going to get out, cut everyone in half. Solar Flare taking a little bit of time to get out there, but now they're looking for it. Balula's going to go in with the Cataclysm, putting out some major damage. Vulcan's locked in here, and he's going to be able to start walking away. But have they delayed long enough? Perks is alive and is ready to join, so Galatasaray looking for a big play there. Cannot actually get anything out with the Baron bait.
No one died.
Yeah. No one dies. But that kind of let us know what, like, this team is not scared to like make plays, and that was a very good play. The Baron was down to like 3k health. They were probably one rotation of spells away from being able to take that and maybe even just try to get out. All right, so what happens here, Perks? Because oh, and he thought he had that one more auto.
The
Everfrost. Oh, my bad. His team just embarrassed. Jack looks like he's off in another universe watching this, just zoned out, man. Oh, that's fantastic.
At least you're getting some good fun out of it. You always want to have some fun in this.
Oh yeah.
It's a pro game, but you can have fun there.
Well, I was thinking about this with the last C9 game we saw. This C9 feels more and more like the classic G2 that we remember, know, and love from like 2019 and 2020. I feel like it's C9 is heading in that direction more and more of, you know, Perks doing the silly shit like that. But there's something about just in the last game that they had, I believe against, I'd have to check actually who they fought against, I believe earlier today, or it might have been yesterday. But there's something about where this team is very willing and very okay with just over pushing the boundaries and really just not playing themselves, like playing around a lot more, going for a lot more of these engages, a lot more of these skirmishes, like what we saw out of Classic 2019 G2. Am I delusional? Am I just trying to like transpose the greatest Western team over to this Cloud9 roster?
No, I mean we have Blabber, MVP, Perks, Flush Western player. You know, Vulcan, probably in the top 10 supports in the world, I would say, at least the Western, I would say. This is a good team, and bring up valid points, because look at their drafts. It's been very innovative on all their drafts, you know, and they've been executing on them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think I remember the biggest standout, at least identifier for what gave G2 such strength in the LAC and also just at international events is that the champions that were picked in the draft were champions that provided agency to all of their players. They were able to be playmakers from every position on the map here. Silver is going to connect down to Zergstig, but that's a parting gift out of Vulcan.
Yeah,
right?
This is what I was talking about. Look what the Tryndamere is doing. It's causing them to split them up a lot.
Yeah. It's going to spread Galatasaray thin, and that's when Vulcan and Blabber are going to be able to get the catch out. They've actually distracted Galatasaray enough and taken over their jungle to actually secure this Baron. Car's crazy, getting a little bit of damage. Teleport's going to come in from Balulu. I think Funge might have to give some space here, and that's going to be a 4th turret taken for Galatasaray. So, still keeping this pretty close. It's now a 6,000 gold lead for C9, but it doesn't feel like that too much. Galatasaray are still in this, still feels like they're in this game, and anything can still happen.
Yeah, it seems like Galatasaray just they're like, you're not. We might be minor region, but we're playing like a major one today.
Oh, Xerxes might getting caught out here. This is not going to be good. That sentence is going to catch Perks, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be finished off there. Perks 3-1-4 on this Tryndamere, and now begins the Baron for C9. I thought that Xerxes was backing in that Pixel Brush with the rest of his team, but it would appear not. Fudge is going to isolate Mojito. The Sulfur is going to go over as well. Balulu goes in himself here, but it's going to be secured over by Blabber, and he's going to get the kill onto Mojito as well. Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath here running through here. That's going to be a clean ace out the side of Cloud9 here. Sven jumping in as well. This game is wide open blown. Go back, get your buys here, and I think C9 are ready to start getting this Baron buff towards the enemy base and start securing this. So Fudge jumps over. He's going to secure Mojito in this. Balulu takes the Cataclysm himself to go over to try to get the steal off or something. Mojito finds his way in as well, but he ends up just getting destroyed by Blabber. Crazy, trying to get something done, but Vulcan's too tanky. And just too much damage on the side of... Oh my gosh, Blabber!
Wow, yeah, that's a leader damage.
That is 4.1k. That's just not okay, man. That is just not okay. That's more damage than the top laner and mid laner combined in that fight there.
Very much so.
Alright, so look like a 2-lane split here. Going to be a catch up onto Vulcan, but the Sulfur is going to make him go golden. The bullet time to actually buy some space here, try to save it, but they're going to be over. Fudge is already inside here, and they're just going to kill them in their base. Double kill for Blabber and Balulu. Sorry, man. You can be out of your tower, but we're going to dive you. Crazy's just going to have to sit here and just watch as the rest of his base gets destroyed by C9 here, and I think they're just going to walk this in here. 1 Baron, 1 base take, 1 win here for C9. Galatasaray, gotta give it to him. Really looking for some plays in this game to make it competitive, but C9 are here at Worlds. They are not going to let anyone take this from them, and they are going to secure their 3rd win here in the play-in stage.